Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. So today we are going to do a session on numbers. I'm going to tell you from before, it's an interactive session. So I would really appreciate if you all will want to, participate. So I'm going to start now. Numbers is a bit of you can say coding and decoding. It's actually, to me, it is the easiest of the concepts if you just get the very main thing which is embedded in it. And it's something really simple. The rules are very straightforward, trust me. So let's start. So basically in numbers, we've got cardinal numbers. The word cardinal, it means fundamental. So by cardinal, I mean simply how numbers are used. 3 pencils, 4 candies. So cardinal, that means the fundamental numbers. Then we come to ordinals. Ordinals, as the name suggests, in an order. So for example, first candy, second candy, third girl, fourth chair. So in an order. So this is called the ordinal concept in numbers. Second is fraction. So fraction is, again, I think everybody knows what fraction is. So fraction is again something which, the portion of something. So today we are going to deal with cardinal numbers, the fundamental numbers, and how we are going to go about it. So there are two main, you can say, terminologies, adad in Arabic numbers and madud. I believe most of you would be aware of what adad is, but the ones who are not, I'll just tell you. So for example, you have an example over here of 28 pencils. So your adad would be 28 and your madud will be pencil. Is that clear? And you can go ahead now. So 706 cows. So what would be your adad? You can, turn on your mic and just make sure there's no background noise. But otherwise, you can turn on your mic and you can go ahead and answer. So 706 cows. So what is adad in this? Anybody?
706.
Perfect. And what is madud?
Cows.
Excellent. Again, 3 chairs. So what is adad in this?
3
Excellent. And the madud is?
chairs.
Excellent. So you have the concept of adad and madud now. You have to keep both of them separate. Adad means the number. The madud means the things that it is specifying, the number. So now let's move forward. So how we are going to go about it is we are going to take it the other way around. So usually, I think in class, we did adad first, the numbers, and then we did madud. I'm going to do madud first because I think it's easier. And from madud, we can actually connect adad and how to go about it. So we are going to actually, don't be scared by the picture. It's just a hyperbolized, image of what you're going to go through, but you won't be, don't worry. So let's take it the other way around. So first, we are going to focus on madud. Now, madud is an ism. Always remember, it's not a fail, it's not a harf, it's an ism. Every ism has how many properties? Anybody?
4.
Excellent. So that is type, number, status, and gender, which actually is the main problem in number. Otherwise, these 3 properties are not a problem. Gender is the main problem, which you will realize is actually not a problem. It's very easy to determine if it's a match or a mismatch. You'll find that out, inshallah. Now, type in this, where we are studying number, is always common. You will not have a madud with al on it. You will not have a madud with numbers. Right now, you need to understand that. Yes, in English, we can say the 4 books we read, the 4 girls who came. That's a separate concept. Right now, just focus on this concept. That is also, by the way, a separate concept in number. But right now, I just want you to remember that madud will always be common. That property will always remain common throughout the grid, throughout the presentation. Number is something that is going to vary according to whatever number it is in madud. So we are still talking about the things, madud. Please keep that in mind. Status will also vary according, so you know that status varies according to the role a thing is playing in a sentence. So that was also vary. And gender is going to either match with the other or it's going to be a mismatch. which is the easiest thing, by the way. I'm telling you from before, this is easiest to determine. Okay, so this is basically a grid, a number grid. If you can just picture this, it's fairly easy. 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 and onwards, all the way till 100. So I think this grid makes sense to everyone. It's a very basic grid of tens. Now, let's move forward. So Madud is, your grid will look something like this. So if I'm going to classify the kinds of Madud we will be using throughout till 99, this is how I will classify it. So if anybody remembers that 1 and 2 is in the form of, anybody remembers? Excellent. So Mawsuf, excellent. So Mawsuf and Sifa. What do you think is number? Is it a Mawsuf? Is it a Sifa? The number. Sifa. And that way, the Madud will be your Mawsuf. Excellent. Now, does anybody remember 3 to 10? What sort of construction do we use?
Mudaf.
Excellent. Excellent. So your Mudaf was your number and your Madud will be Mudaf. Excellent. So this much is everybody, it's clear. Now 11 to 99 would be your Tamyiz. We have already done the chapter Tamyiz a couple of days ago. So this 11 to 99. So this you should picture in your mind. This is the way your Madud will look like. 1 and 2 will be Mawsuf Sifa. 3 to 10 will be Mudafile. Sorry, 1 and 2 will be your Mawsuf in Madud. 3 to 10 will be Mudafile. And 11 till all the way 99 will be Tamyiz, not 100. It's all the way till 99. Now, let's do Muslim chart. I think everybody knows this. I believe this is ingrained in your mind, so I'm not going to go through it. Muslimun, Muslimani, Musliman, Muslimin. This is all, I mean, the feminine and, masculine chart. By now, I think everybody's aware of this chart. Now, for simplicity, we are going to use Muslimun and Muslimatun as our Madud throughout the grids. Okay, just for simplicity. Now, so this, I've separated this. So let's look at this grid first. So 1 to 10, we are going to right now focus on this. So if your 1 and 2 is Mawsuf and Sifa, so your 1 will have Madud as Muslimun, Muslimatun, Musliman, Muslimatan, Muslimin, Muslimatin. Is this clear? When you are writing one Muslim in any way, your Mawsuf is going to look like this. Is this clear? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Now your 2, your Madud, we are still on Madud, by the way, the things. We've not touched the numbers yet in Arabic. So your Madud, when you are writing 2, you will have 4 variations. Over here, you had Rafa Nasab Jar, 6 variations. In 2, you have 4 variations because your Nasab and Jar looks the same. So this is your 2. For 3, you only have 2 variations because your Mudafile, first of all, it's going to be Jar, and second of all, it's going to be plural. So your Mudafile will never be from 3 to 10. Your Mudafile will not be singular. It will always be plural. Please remember that. So this is what your grid looks like. So this will be your 1. Your dual will be your 2 Madud, and this will be your 3 to 10 Madud. And the same goes with the Muslimun, Muslimatun. Is this clear to everybody? This classification that I have made, sorry.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
excellent. Excellent. Okay, so let's check Tamiz now. So Tamiz, as if somebody remembers the 3 properties which remain constant in a Tamiz, what are they?
Single, nasab, and common.
Excellent. So the 3 constant, I've over here made a short form of it. It's called 1CN, singular, nasab, common. Just remember when I'm saying 1CN, it means singular, common, nasab. That's it. And only your gender will vary according to whatever thing is being used. If it's masculine or plural, the gender will vary. Otherwise, your Tamiz will be like 1CN all the time. Okay. Now, let's put all of this, let's consolidate all together what we have just learned. So this is how it's appearing in front of you. If anybody is confused about anything at any point, please go ahead and ask me. Is this whole thing clear?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
So now you've completed half of what we have done. Like Madud is done with. We are just going to check our understanding now. So as you can see, the 6 variations we have according to whatever part one is playing. Then we've got 4 variations of 2, whatever, a role it is playing in the sentence. Then just 1, which is plural and mudafile. So it's jar and it's plural. It's never singular. And again, in Tamiz, it's just 2 variations, because all 3 properties remain the same. Now, let's check our understanding. So this is your, example. So you don't have to translate 1 at the moment in Arabic. We can keep 1 as 1. What will you write Muslim man in with 1?
Muslimun.
Excellent.
Muslimun wahidun.
Yes. At the moment, we are not looking at number, translating number into Arabic. We are just keeping 1 Muslimun. So we're just checking Madhu. Okay. 2 Muslim women. How will you write it?
Musliman.
Muslimatani.
Muslimatani. Exactly. Or Muslimataini, based on whatever role it is playing. Okay. 4. Now, what will you write Muslim men for?
Muslimaini.
Muslim.
Muslimin.
Muslimina.
Because mudaf alayhi.
Yes, exactly. So it's mudafile and also it's plural. 8 Muslim women. So 8 Muslim women.
Muslimatin.
Excellent. 10 Muslim men.
Muslimaini.
Muslimina.
Muslimina. Yes, Muslimina. 13. Now 13.
Muslimina.
So
Same,
11.
this is single.
So Tamiz. Okay, singular na sabko.
Single
Then again,
common.
Musliman.
Musliman.
Excellent. Now all the way. Now 18 Muslim women.
Muslimatan.
Excellent. 25 Muslim men.
Musliman.
Excellent. 36 Muslim women.
Muslimatan.
Muslimatan. Yes. 72 Muslim men.
Musliman.
Excellent. And 99 Muslim men.
Musliman.
Okay, so I believe Madud is clear for everyone. Where you use Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, where you use Muslimani, Muslimaini, where you use Muslimina or Muslimatin. So I think this concept is clear to everyone. Anybody, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Because Madud should be really clear in your mind. Okay, I believe it's done. Now, this is a concept. So I believe everybody knows their Arabic numbers, basic Wahidun, Asnani, and all the way till Ashara. Now, here is how we are going to look at it. So Wahidun, and what are the 3 forms of Wahidun?
Wahidin.
Excellent. Now, what is the feminine of Wahidun?
Wahidatin.
Okay, so this is how we are going to do it all the way till 10. Now, in the second line, you have to write the light version of Wahidun. So what would be the light version of Wahidun?
Wahid.
Actually, it's Ahada. Yeah, that's the one is, yes, 1 and 2 only have this sort of, otherwise others will be fairly easy. I'll just put it up for you. So Wahidun, Wahidan, Wahidin will be Ahada and Ihda. And they do not have, they are all non-flexible. They do not have any variation. So these 2, you will remember it should be like this. Is this clear?
Yes.
Ahada. Now, Asnani. Now, who remembers The two, the nasab and jar form of isnani, sorry, not asnani.
Nain. Isnaini.
Isnaini.
Isnaini,
Naini.
exactly. And what will be the feminine?
Isnatani.
Isnatani.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, what would be? Can somebody tell me the the light version of it? Isnani.
Isna.
Isna.
Excellent. And
Isnai.
Isnai. Exactly. What would be the next one?
Isnata.
And Isnatai.
Excellent.
Nati.
These are the only ones which have this sort of construction. Otherwise, others are fairly easy. So thalatu would be. So let's start with thalatun. Now everybody can go just run through it. Thalatun.
Salatan. Salasin. Salasatin.
Light version.
Salasu. Salasa. Salasi. Salasatu. Salasata. Salasasi.
Now arba'un.
Arba'an. Arba'in. Arba'atun. Arba'atin.
Arba'atan and arba'atin. That's fine. Okay, the light version again, fairly easy. Arba'u. Yeah.
Arba'atu. Arba'ata. Arba'ati.
Excellent. Now khamsun, sorry.
Khamsun. Khamsin. Khamsatun. Khamsatan. Khamsatin.
The light version.
Khamsa. Khamsu. Khamsa. Khamsi. Khamsatu. Khamsata. Khamsati.
Okay, is this clear? How you have three variations according to the status and how you make this light. Everybody, this is clear, right? The feminine.
Yes.
Okay, so according to gender also, because I've color coded it, so this is masculine, this is feminine. Is this concept clear? Let's move on to the next one. Perfect. So this is also fairly easy. Sittun, sittan, sittin. And again, the feminine version. So I'm just going to fly through this. If you want to stop at any point, please let me know. You can interrupt at any point. I'm just going through it because it's the same thing we are doing. Now, again, in 8, because it comes from Naqis family, so your rafa would be thamanin, thamaniyan, the nasab, and thamanin, your jar. You guys are aware of Naqis, right? We will do surf, inshallah, after advanced Nahu. So your Naqis family will have your, its file is basically something like this. So that's how it's taken from, I think, that family. And that's why your rafa looks like tamanin, tamaniyan, and tamanin. But your feminine would be very easy. Tamaniyatun, tamaniyatan, tamaniyatin. And then your light would be tamani, tamaniya, and tamani. So this is just a little, you can say, complication because of Naqis. Otherwise, again, the feminine version is fairly easy. So this just happens in 8. Okay, so 9 is also, yes, anybody wants to?
So why it is Naqis?
It's because Naqis means your, I think last letter is ya or wow. And because of that, you come in Naqis family and you have to make these changes. We will, inshallah, do surf also. I'm thinking we should do surf after advanced Nahu. So that's when you understand that why is this Naqis. Yeah. So, okay. So
basically, because the normal way of saying 8 is Samanya. So maybe that's why. We cannot have.
What's the root
like
word? Because the last root word is jizr is wow.
Yes.
I remember hadin.
Yes,
Alif,
yes.
Al.
So last root word is one of the, the weak letters. And that's why Naqis family comes in. So, but we will, inshallah, study this in detail. Don't worry. So, inshallah. So now Ashara is actually, there are two versions. You can either call it Ashara from what I have read, and you can call it Ashara. They both mean the same. And by the way, they do have heavy version also, but I've used the light version because that's what we are using over here. Asharata, 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 and Ashrata. Okay, so is this chart clear to everyone? because now we are doing adad. So I want this to be very clear with you all. Okay, now this is what your adad looks like. So everybody remembers 1 and 2 was your,
موصوف صفة.
yes. So what would be your adad in Mawsoof Sifa?
Sifa.
صفة
موصوف.
صفة
Your sifa, because your Mawsoof was your madud, the things. And that's why your sifa will be your adad. Okay, 3 to 10, what was the construction?
It will be
مضاف
mudaf.
إليه
So your adad would be
Mudaf.
مضاف إليه.
مضاف
exactly. Your mudaf ilayh was your madud, so your adad will be your mudaf. And here you have to remember, I'll explain you this line in adad, the numbers in this line. I'm talking about the numbers, not the madud. I'm not talking about the things that you are saying. I'm talking about the numbers, the adad. They will remain non-flexible. Non-flexible means rafa, nasab, jar look the same, except in 12 we have two variations. Otherwise, only this line will be non-flexible. They would look like nasab, like one fatha, and that means it's non-flexible. Just remember this. Your 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 would be genderless. I'll explain you what genderless means. So let's start with 1 and 2. Now it's your Mawsoof and Sifa. So how would you put Mawsoof and Sifa? So first let's start from Muslimun. If Muslimun, how will you write one Muslim?
واحد مسلم.
واحد
مسلم واحد.
Excellent.
مسلم واحد
How will you write it in Nasab?
مسلما واحدا
Excellent. How will you write it in Jar?
مسلم واحد.
Excellent. Now we are going to write it in feminine form. So what will be your Mawsoof?
مسلمة
مسلمة.
واحدة.
واحدة
واحدة.
Your Nasab would be?
مسلمة
واحدة.
مسلمة واحدة.
Excellent. Now let's start from 2. So what would be your Mawsoof when you are talking about 2 Muslim men?
رجلان.
We're using Muslim.
مسلمان,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, huh? مسلمان.
واحدتان.
So
It's
Musliman
nani.
is already means 2, then we have to write 2.
So there's a concept behind this. Right now, just remember, this is how you look to, you write 2 Muslim. Actually, you are right. Muslimani means 2 Muslims. But sometimes you need to stress. There's a concept behind it, why you have to mention the number. Yes. But right now, just remember that this is how you write 2 Muslims. And Muslimani also means 2 Muslims. Yes. Okay, let's, how do you write Nasab and Jar? Because they both look the same.
مسلمين اثنين.
Excellent. And how will you write it in feminine?
مسلمتان
مسلمتان اثنتان.
نتاني.
And then your Nasab and Jar would be?
اثنتين.
مسلمتين اثنتين.
Excellent.
اثنتين.
Excellent. So this is your 1 and 2. This is very easy. Now, do you see the genders between adad and madud? Adad and madud, are they matching or are they mismatching? Muslimun
Matching.
is they are matching. So 1 and 2 is a match. When I do this, this means your genders are matching between the number and the things. Your madud and your adad are matching in gender. So this is a match. Now you will see the same pattern going throughout all the way till hundreds, thousands, 10,000. It's the same thing. You just have to remember the pattern. That's it. And it's very easy. The match mismatch is the only thing that confuses people. And that's actually the easiest thing to determine. Anyway, now 3 to 10, we know it's mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So your mudaf comes first. So first let's write, the things, the madud. So muslimaini. So what would be your mudaf? Your number.
اثنين.
We are on 3 to 10.
Sorry. Light.
Asfa.
Isna. Isna.
So if you remember, 3 was thalathun.
Oh, sorry,
Thalathun, yeah.
yes.
So thalathun or
Thalathatun.
thalathatun?
ثلاثة
Will it be
Thalathan.
opposite?
Yes, it will be opposite.
ثلاثة
Thalathatu.
Exactly. You make it light and you make
Hmm.
it opposite. So if you remember in the
Oh.
previous one, they were matching. Like I said, they were matching, right? Everywhere 1 and 2, the genders are matching. Over here,
Mm.
the genders are not matching. Now, how will you write? Again, your nasab and jar would be, sorry, Muslim, so not nasab and jar. Now you write 4. Sorry, it will be jar. So how will you write 4 now? Muslimina?
Arba'atu.
Excellent. And that is how we go about khamsatu.
Khamsatu.
Yes. Sittatu.
Sittatu.
Yes.
Sab'atu.
Samaniyatu.
Samaniyatu.
And tis'atu and ashratu. Now, let's write Muslim women. So that would be your Muslimatin, jar and plural. What will be your mudaf?
Thalasu.
Thalathu. There is a mismatch. And that is how you go about it. Khamsu, sittu, sab'u. Now this, if you remember, tamanin became tamani. And this is, by the way, rafa form. Had it been nasab, you would have made it tamaniya. But I'm using rafa as default, as we always do. So tamani is the only little complication. Samaniyatu is very basic, but tamani is the only thing. Tis'u, sit, and asharu. So is this clear now?
So,
Yeah.
like for the Mawsuf Sifa, both have to match. But when we comes for the gender, for Mudaf and Mudaf ilayh, then the gender, are opposite with the other than Madud. Both are opposite, right?
Exactly. And also, this is another thing that you have to remember. Here, Muslimina is plural, and singular of Muslimina will be Muslimun, which is also masculine. So here it is masculine, and the singular will also be masculine. But for example, if you are using non-human objects like kalamun, so iklam, we will do this, by the way. Let's just finish this and I'll tell you that concept. So now, is it a match or a mismatch? 3 to 10. It's a mismatch. It's a mismatch. Remember, 3 to 10. So 1 to 2 was a match. 3 to 10 is a mismatch. And this is something which will carry on across the grid. Don't worry. Okay, let's practice now. So the concept that I was teaching you about, I'm going to tell you right now. So 7 books. So let's write books first. How will you write books in 7?
كتب
Kutubin.
كتب
It's jar and it's plural. How will you write 7?
Sab'u.
سبع
Sab'atu, because
It's
kutubin.
not,
Yes. What
it's
I was
not,
trying to explain was that kutubin, now when it becomes plural, it becomes 1F. That is the concept that we have been taught, right? Kutubin becomes 1F. But you have to, in your mind, bring the singular form
You
of
have to go
kutubin.
back to the
Yes,
Right,
you have to
right,
go
right.
back to the singular form
Singular.
of kutubin, which
singular.
was kitab. Now
Okay.
realize that kitab was masculine. So plural was 1F, but the original kitab, the singular form, was masculine. And that way it's going to be opposite to the number. So that's why I have put sab'atu, because kitab, the singular form, was masculine. So that's why the mismatch. You understand the concept now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's do 2 cars. So cars would be
Sayaratani. Sayaratani.
sayaratani,
Yeah.
plural and jar.
Ithnatani.
Plural and jar.
Sayaratani. Ithnatani.
Sayaratani.
Okay, wait. Sayaratun, that's the feminine chart. Now bring in your mind the feminine chart. Sayaratun. So that will be sayarat.
Sayaratani.
سيارتين
سيارتان
سيارتان
سيارتين
سيارة سيارة سيارة. Remember
سيارتان yeah
the feminine chart?
سيارتان سيارتين
No.
سيارات
It will be
سيارات
سيارتين, right?
تيني.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm
سيارتان.
sorry. Yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't see it was 2. I was, sorry. It's my mistake. Yes, Sayaratani. And what will be 2? Yes, you are right.
It's
Sayaratani. I
not
was doing mudaf
it's
mudaf
not
ilayh.
Tani because it's female.
Ithnatan.
So it's not Tani.
Yes, that's right. By the way, 1 and 2 are the only times your madud is coming before number. Otherwise, your
Right.
madud is always coming after. Just remember, that's a little point. But just remember 1 and 2. And yes, you are right. Sorry, I had in mind, I didn't realize this was 2. I was keeping in mind the mudaf ilayh construction from 3 to 10. That's why. Anyway, sorry. Sorry for that confusion. So 4 Muslim men. How will you write Muslim men first?
Muslim.
مسلمين.
Muslimin.
مسلمين
Yes,
مسلمين
Muslimina. And how will you write 4 now?
Muslim.
أربعة.
Arba'atu.
Arba'atu. Now 8 cities. So let's write cities first.
What is city? Balad or
مدينة مدينة
Madina?
So
Madun.
the
Name.
if you remember the
Mudun.
plural, I'll provide the plural for you. The plural for Medina is Mudunin. Has anybody done the plurals? So it's Mudunin.
Yeah.
Now this looks masculine, but we know that Madinatun, the singular, is feminine. Yes.
Yeah.
So now what will you write here?
masculine.
Samani.
Samani.
Samaniyu.
Yes, Samani.
Samaniyu.
It should be in opposition, in mismatch from Madinatun, which was the original of Mudunin. Mudunin is basically the what do you call the non-broken broken human plural. What is it called? Non-human broken. NHB. Broken plural. Non-human broken plural. Yes. Okay. Is this concept till 10 clear to all of you?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Any questions? This was the concept that I was trying to tell you. Muslimun and Muslimatun I've used throughout the grid just for simplicity. Otherwise, this is the concept that you have to follow in, especially you have to just keep it in mind from 3 to 10. Otherwise, in other constructions, tamiz is singular anyway. So you will know when to match, mismatch. You just have to keep this concept in mind when you are dealing from 3 to 10 numbers. Okay, so now look at this grid. So 1 and 2 is...
I have a question, Nigam.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you go for the previous slide? Yeah. So Kutubin is basically broken plural, right?
Yeah.
So does it
Yeah.
like it is matching with the gender like Sabatu and Kutubin?
So Kutubin, yes. But what is the singular of Kutubin?
Kitab.
Kitab. Is Kitab matching with Sab'atu?
No.
So we have to, like, whenever we are seeing the
Yes.
matching thing, we have to
Yes.
go for the for the original version of that word.
Yes. That is the same thing which has
Okay.
happened in Mudunin also. Over here, Kitabin is masculine. Over here, Madinatun is feminine. So you are going back to the singular and you have to check if that is masculine or feminine. And then you determine your number, your mudaf. The gender of your mudaf. This is the whole concept.
All right.
And this you have to just
Okay.
keep in mind from 3 to 10. Otherwise, in other constructions, you actually don't have to. Just 3 to 10, be mindful of this concept.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay,
1
now,
to 2 match and next 3 to 10 mismatch, right?
excellent. That's the thing. And you will see, sister, that this is the thing which is followed across the grid. I will prove it to you. Don't worry. It's very simple to find out where to match and where to mismatch. Okay, this is your grid. So Mawsoof Sifa 1 and 2, Mudaf Mudafile should be in plural. Please remember 2 things. Mudafile is in plural from 3 to 10. And also, it should, when you are making the number, the adad, your mudafile should be converted back to in its original form in your mind. In your mind, you will go back to the original form. Non-flexible, we'll just come to that. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, they are genderless. Now, so just keep this in mind, and I'm going to give you a very basic concept of digits place value. So how many digits in this figure, in this number, how many digits do you see?
5.
Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, 5 digits, that means you start from here. This is your ones, or you can say your units. This is your tens. This is your 100. This is your 1,000, and this is your 10,000. Is this concept clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is something which will come very handy when you are going to find out when to match and mismatch. So please be very clear about this digits place value concept. It's very easy. So over here, if I say what is the place value of 7, what would you say?
100.
Yeah.
1,000.
Is-
8,700.
Is it
100,
seven?
yeah.
700. That's right. It's in
Mm.
100. Over here, if I would say what's the value of 7?
Ones.
Excellent.
Unit.
Yes, unit or ones, it's the same thing. Over here, if I say what's the value of 1 over here?
10.
10. So you know now what is the meaning of digits place value. Okay.
Mm.
Now you have to
Mhm.
remember the last number, which is called ones, or you can call it units, whatever you want. Now let's move forward. So now 11 and 12 again. So non-flexible means it's going to be looking the same, rafa nasab jar. Now you do remember what we start from 11 till 99. Your madud is
Single nasab and common.
excellent. So you will start with Musliman. That is your madud. Now let's find out how will you write 11. So what do you call 1 in, So let's write 10 first. Now your 10 is written as ashara or ashrata. You will
Mhm.
write ashara or ashara, whatever. Now your 1 is ahada. Remember the light form? Yes.
Yes.
The light form is ahada and ashara is the light form. So we are using the non-flexible. This is nasab, this is rafa, this is jar. It's the same. It's non-flexible, and this problem only occurs from 11 till 19. Otherwise, it doesn't occur. So you have to remember 11. Now let's write in feminine. So Musliman will become, let's do 12 again. So again, what will your 10 look like? Musliman, non-flexible 10. Ashra. Now, if you remember, yes, if you remember, Ithnani will become, when it becomes light, it becomes Ithna. And also, okay, I'll do the variation later. Okay, again, Ithnain. So this is your Rafa, and this is your Nasab and Jar. Do you remember that? Ithnani, and then Ithnaini was your Nasab and Jar. So your Ithnaini became Ithnai. That is your Nasab and Jar. And that only happens between 11 till 19. It happens in 12 only. Yeah, I think in 8 also. Yeah, we'll come to that. Now, Muslimatan. So first, let's write Tamiz. Now, what will be according to this rule? Yeah.
Why is it light? Can you please repeat it again? Isna and Isnai?
So Ithnani was the original heavy form, but we made it light. We made it light. So 11 to 19, the line is non-flexible. Only over here, you will say that it's light. It's not really non-flexible because you actually are partly flexible. Like you have 2 versions. But otherwise, you will see 13 will be written in the same way, Rafa Nasab Jar. You will find out this, that 11 to 19, the line is non-flexible. Okay. Muslimatan. So how will you write 10? Over here, it's written Ashra. How will you write it over here? Any guesses?
Ashrata.
إحدى عشرة.
Yes, ihda ashrata. Excellent, brother Aziz. So again, if you want to write 12, how will you write 10 again? Ashrata, and your ithnani will become ithnata.
Nata.
And ithna.
Ithnatay.
Yes.
Hey.
So now, can someone tell me, are these, so ahada ashara is your adad and Musliman is your madud. Ihda asharata is your adad and Muslimatan is your madud. So is there a match between the genders or a mismatch?
It's a match.
It's a
Match.
match. It's a match. So again, do you remember from 1 to 10, where was it matching in numbers?
Instant
one and
second. 1 and 2.
1 and 2 was matching, and now 11 and 12 are matching. Okay? Now let's move
Yes.
forward. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's write Tamiz first. Sorry, your madud first. Yes, Tamiz. So Musliman. Now how will you write 10? Again, very easy.
Ashara.
Non-flexible. Ashra or Ashara, yes. Now, Thulathun. So how will you write Thulath? Yes.
13. Oh,
Okay.
from 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Again
non-flexible. Again, it's a. So remember, it was matching in 11 and 12, and now it has started to
Mismatch.
mismatch. So your Ashara will remain the same. You will see over here. Now, Muslimatan, what will your 10 be?
Asharata.
ثلاثة.
Actually,
Okay,
non-flexible. Remember, the
okay.
line is non-flexible,
Yes.
so it will. I'm saying this nasab just for simplicity, but it's not nasab. It's actually rafa, nasab, jar, all of them, but it's non-flexible.
Okay.
Yes. Now let's look at again Musliman, Ashara, Arba'ata. Do you see?
Right.
And then Muslimatan. What was? So you all can fly through this. Come on.
Yes. Asharata arba'a.
عشرة
Yes.
مسلمة.
Again, Musliman,
Ashara
عشرة
khamisatan.
Khamsata.
Khamsata.
Now Muslimatan.
Khamsata.
It's non-flexible. Ashrata. Non-flexible. It's not a mudaf, it's non-flexible.
Right.
And then Khamsata will become
Khamsa.
Khamsa. So let's just slide through this.
Khamsa.
Khamsa, yes. So this makes sense? Everybody? Any issues here? Over here? Now, so if you notice, your 10 is not having any issues. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
everybody, you can see 10 is not having any sort of issue with the madud, with the tamiz. But the only issue we are having is between the ones over here. The ones, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only the ones are having a mismatch between, we'll see this in the grid. So again, it's a match or a mismatch? Again,
Mismatch.
it's a mismatch. Let's put all 11 to 12 together. If you see 1 and 2, a match or a mismatch?
Match.
And 13 to 19, it's a
Mismatch.
Also notice there is no mismatch or match situation between the tens. Ashara, Ashara, Ashara in Musliman remained the same throughout 11 till 19. And over here also Asharata, 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 they matched with Muslimatan. So actually there was no mismatch between the tens of the number. But however, the mismatch and match situation was just happening between the ones. This is the point that I wanted to clear, that when you do match and mismatch between the number and madud, the adad and madud, the only clash will be between the ones of that number and the madud of that number. It can be tamiz, mudafile, it can be your mawsuf, but whatever match and mismatch situation there is, that is between the ones of that number. Is this concept kind of dropping in? What I'm trying to say, because this is a concept that will go throughout all the way till 10,000, 1 million, all the numbers. This is the concept you have to remember. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see sudden quietness. I hear. It will sink in. Don't worry. You will understand what I'm trying to say. Just remember The match and mismatch, as you can see in this whole thing, it's happening between the ones and the madud. The ones of the adad and the madud. The tens are not interceding. You will see when the numbers go up till 100 and 1000, the 1000 and hundreds will also not intercede. The only, not the confusion, but the match, mismatch will be between the ones and the madud, the ones of the adad and madud. Okay, let's move forward. So let's see, is it a gender match or a mismatch? So 1 and 2, was it a match or was it a mismatch? Sorry.
Match.
Mawsoof and sifa, matching in all properties, that means it is a match. 3 to 10, mudaf, mudafile, was it a match or a mismatch?
Mismatch.
Mismatch.
Now 11 to 12, based on the grid, the table that you just saw, was it a match or a mismatch between the adad and madud?
Match.
Match.
Now 13 till 19, was it a match or a mismatch based on the table you just saw?
Mismatch.
Now, do you see the ones and twos all the way? You will see this pattern, they all match. And throughout the grid, you will see 3 till 9. Over here, the exception is 10 only. Otherwise, 20, 30, 40 is a different story. But just remember, 3 till 9, it's going to be a mismatch throughout. You will see this. Now, let's practice. So you have 11 books. Let's write your madud first. Books.
كتابا.
Kitaban.
Excellent. Now, how will you write 10?
11.
Ashara. Yes, that's right. So as you can see, Ashara, Ahada, Kitaban. Is there any sort of match, mismatch situation?
Match
They
situation.
are all matching. Ahada and Kitaban are matching. Now 12 cars. So let's write cars. How will you write cars?
Sayyaratan.
Excellent. You can write the tens first for your ease because tens always match.
Ashara.
Ashrata. And now determine what is going to 2 look like.
Is- na-
Isnay.
Isnata.
Isnay.
Isnatay.
Isnata or Isnata.
Okay,
You are
both
right.
again. Okay.
Yes, we have 2 variations only in 12. Now, 12 Muslim men. So how will you write Muslim men first?
And Musliman.
Excellent. And how will you write 10?
Ashara is
Ashara.
matching and
Yes.
Arba'ata mismatch.
Yes.
Arba'ata.
Arba'ata. Yes. It's going to be a mismatch. Muslim women. How will you write Muslim women? 18 Muslim women.
Muslimatan.
Muslimatan. Asharatan.
Ashara.
Ashrata matching
Yes.
and
Ada.
it is Samaniyata.
Samani. Yeah, it's going to be, I think we just have Samani in it. I'm not sure if we have Samaniya also in this, but I believe it's also following the same pattern, non-flexible. I have to confirm if we will have Samaniya. Like over here, we have Isnata and Isnatai. I'm not sure if we are going to have the same situation over here. I'll confirm and let you know. So this is, at the moment, this is rough.
Samaniyata. I think there is Samaniyata.
Yes, so I believe this is your Rafa and Jar and Samaniya. No, Samaniyata you will have, of course. That will be there. But in Samani, this is your,
Okay.
I'm sure it is
A
Jar and,
mismatch. Right.
yeah, mismatch. Anyway, I'll confirm that. Anyway, so now your other,
Okay.
you can tell that this is your Mawsoof Sifa, Mudaf Mudafile, non-flexible line. We have just done that. Now let's come to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Genderless. So let's look at this line now. Now, let's start from Musliman. Now, as I have said, genderless, that means there is not any conflict between the madud and the number. So your 20, so ashara will become plural and it will become ashruna. Understand? Now, again,
Okay.
yes, it will be as simple as that. And your Muslimatan, so just like I said, there is no conflict between the number and the gender. So your Muslimatan will also have Ishruna.
Right.
So there is absolutely no conflict. That means it's genderless. You can just it's a term that you can, I can just, I've just coined it for your ease to understand, but there will be nothing like ishratani or ishratun or something like that. It's 20
It will
men.
always be 20.
Sorry?
It will always be 20, whatever the gender is.
Yeah, it is masculine, you are right, but we are not considering it. While writing the madud, we are not considering if it's masculine or feminine. It will be written the same with masculine, with feminine. Okay? All right? Now, only
Yeah.
variation there is, I'll tell you. Let's write this. So 30. So thalathun is your 3. So let's just change it to plural. And that will become, if anybody knows, what will it become?
Thalathun.
Thalathuna. And your Muslimatan will also have?
Thalathuna.
Excellent.
Right.
Again, your 40 will become arba'un, will become?
Arba'un.
Yes. And your Muslimatan will also have arba'un. So I'm just going to, yes. So is this making sense to everyone?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes,
Okay,
alhamdulillah.
perfect. The only variation there is that ishruna is rafa and nasab and jar would be?
Rina.
Yes, that's the only variation. Depending on the role that number is playing in the sentence, if it's supposed to be nasab or jar, then you will just change it to this. So you see, the only variation you can make is sulatuna became talatina, arbauna became arba'ina.
The status.
Yes, that's the only variation this now this one has. Otherwise, there is no match mismatch situation going on in 20, 30, 40, and you will see this the same thing in 100 and 1,000 and 10,000. You will say the same thing. I'll come to that later, maybe next week. But just remember, there is no match mismatch situation in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Is this much clear? Up till now, are there any questions? Is kind of everything sinking in?
Kind of.
Yes, we will practice this and you will understand this better. So the only thing is that this is rafa and this is jar and nasab. Please look at the tamiz. The madud is the same everywhere. It's 1 CN. The only thing is that it's varying in gender, but you can see that it's the same 1 CN singular common nasab all the way from 11 till 99. Okay. Let's sum it up a little. Mawsoof sifa 1 to 10. Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Your mudaf ilayh should be in plural. Non-flexible, genderless. Now let's come to this line. So you can see there is a slight difference between the shades. Is it apparent?
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried to kind of segregate it. So we will do this. Yes. So we will just do these two lines at the moment. And you'll see why am I choosing 21, 22, 31, 32, 41, 42 for you. You'll see. So now first let's write the tamiz. So our tamiz is Musliman. Now who remembers we just did 20. What will be 20 over here?
Shrun.
Would it be light?
Actually, no. It's going to come the way it is. Ishruna.
Okay.
Yes, there is no, remember I said no gender or a match or mismatch. Now you have to see 21. So your 1 will come over here.
21.
Yes.
Ahad.
So,
21.
yeah, so remember the non-flexible line was just from 11 till 19.
Ahad.
No, ahada was your non-flexible one, which was from 11 till 19 only. Now we have come beyond that. We have come to 21. So you will follow your normal wahidun.
Wahidun.
Okay.
Yes, it will become wahidun. Again, your Musliman. So again, your 20 will be written as?
20 still.
Yes. And what will your 1 become?
Right. Isnainun.
Oh, sorry, what will your 2 become? Yes. Isnani.
Isnainun.
The
Asnan,
rafa form.
Asnani.
Yes, the heavy rafa form.
Rafa
Isnani.
form. Right.
Yes, the heavy rafa form. Now, please remember this wow. I always forget, by the way. I don't know. It's something I always forget to put this wow. But this, I've actually made it green just for you all to see and highlight it. This wow, I at least tend to forget every time I write numbers. So just remember that between this did not happen in, by the way, 11, 12, 13. But over here, we are doing it. Over here, when you write wahidun, wa ishruna musliman. There is a wow between numbers. And as the numbers become greater, you're going to see this. Let's just focus on this. But wow will always come over here. And I always forget it. So I thought I'd just remind you people. So again, musliman, now your 10 will come. So let's just fly through this.
30
ثلاثون.
31.
Excellent. Again, musliman, 32. So how will you write 30?
30 still.
And your 2 will come
32.
isnani, as it is. Then 41. So your 40 will become arbauna and wahidun.
41.
Yes. And as you can see, they both are ithnani and wahidun heavy. And they're in rafa form, but you can make it nasab, you can make it jar. Over here, ishruna can become nasab, it can become, nasab and jar both, ishrina. This will remain the same. I'm saying this again and again. The madud is tamyiz, and that will remain musliman or muslimatan. 1 CN, 3 properties remain constant. Okay, I'm going to just, if anybody wants me to slow down, please let me know. But is this making sense to everyone? Sab'una, then thamanuna, and all the way till 91. Is this thing making sense to you? Yes.
Sister Nida, 11 to 19, it's non-flexible and light, right? Light, non-flexible.
You can actually say light also, but light is mudaf. And it has 3 variations like salasu, salasa, salasi. So I would rather call it non-flexible because it does not have any status. I mean light because it doesn't have tanween, but also at the same time it's non-flexible, except 12. So it's better to call it non-flexible because 3 to 10 are actually light.
Yeah, please.
Say that
The
again?
rule itself is 12 will be isnani and isnani.
Yes.
12 you have 2 forms, right? 2 variations.
Yes.
The rule itself is
and
like
isnai. Yes. Only 12 is a bit of, I don't know, try to rebel. But what I'm trying to say is that non-flexible is a better term to use for 11 till 19 because actually the mudaf ilayh from 3 to 10 is actually the mudaf is light. And it has 3 variations like rafa, nasab, jar. But that does not happen in 11 till 19. It's non-flexible. It's the same. And while doing, if we inshallah get the time, we will do time. Time is another construction. We will do ordinal. You will see this thing that, they are throughout the grid. 11 till 19 stays non-flexible. Inshallah, we do it. Okay. So gender variation is musliman, muslimatan. So is this a match or a mismatch between the ones and the, you can see wahidun and musliman are matching. So remember I said only ones will match or mismatch. Ishruna will remain the same throughout. Let's look at the feminine grid. So I'm just going to fly through this. You can see. Do you want me to slow down or is this clear?
this is fine.
This is fine? Okay, because it's the same thing. What I'm trying to reinforce is that before it was wahidun, musliman. Now it has become wahidatun, muslimatan. But salasuna remained the same. Ishruna remained the same. There is no mismatch between the tens. The actual mismatch is happening between the madud and the ones of the other. That is the concept that I'm trying to clarify over here. All right? And you have wahidun, wahidan, wahidatun, wahidatan, wahidatin. It can come in all 3 status according to whatever role they are playing. Okay, let's look at this. So is it a gender match or mismatch? 1, 2. Quickie. This should be on your fingertips now.
Match.
3 to 10.
Mismatch.
11 to 12. 11, 12.
Match.
13 to 19.
Mismatch.
Okay, let's move forward. 1, 2, match, mismatch.
Match in the what do you call Yeah,
Match.
gender match. Yeah,
Gender match. 11, 12. Do you remember if it was a match or a mismatch?
Yeah, match.
Match.
21, 22, 31, 32, 41, 42. Was it a match or a mismatch?
Match.
Match.
So this whole line is actually a match between the genders, the gender match between the ones of the other and the madud. Is this concept sinking in?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm,
Or are there any questions?
What I observed is like in for 21, 31, 41, 42, the only thing is you said like the only ones will match or mismatch
Yes.
with the madhur, and
Yes.
the number in the middle will always remain
Yes.
matching.
The 70, 60, 50, 40, they were like Ishruna,
gender.
Talatuna, Arbauna. They did not have any
Yeah.
gender problem. The only thing was 1 and 2 was having a match and mismatch situation with the madhur. Now, who remembers 3 to 10? Mudaf, mudafile. Were we matching or were we mismatching?
mismatch.
And 13 to 19, was it a match or a mismatch? Remember we did that poll, right?
Mismatch.
It was a match.
Yes,
Mismatch.
mismatch.
And 20, 30, 40, I've put a really
Gender.
thick line across. You should now know that it's genderless. I mean, just for your clarity, there is no mismatch situation. Okay. Now, again, I've said the same thing, the ones of the other and madud. So match and mismatch is between the ones of the other and the madud. You have to remember throughout when we go up to big numbers. Now, let's look at this. So 23 to 29. Let's write the tamiz first, which is your 1CN, which is Musliman and Muslimatan. So let's write Musliman first. Okay, now 23. So let's write 20 first. How will you write 20?
Aishruna,
Truna.
Now 3.
Salasatun.
Mismatch.
Yeah. Yes, it's a mismatch. You remember? So it's following the rule that 3 to 10 was following, that 11 to 19 was following,
Right.
and now the same rule 23 to 29 is following. Do you see that?
Right. Got it. So it's
Yeah.
always the unit number that is changing.
Exactly.
Exactly. Got
That's the
it.
thing. So the ones are always the ones which are in conflict or in not in conflict with the madud. Thalathatun wa ishruna musliman. Okay, let's move forward. Again, muslimatan. So what will be your 20? So let's first write 20.
Aishruna.
Now you have to determine what will be your 3.
Salasun.
Do you see that?
It will stay heavy, right?
It will stay heavy, by the way, yes. Only 3 to 10, you have mudaf as a number, so it will be light. 11 to 19, it will be non-flexible. Otherwise, it's fairly simple. Fairly simple.
Right.
Okay, let's fly through this. If you want to at any point stop me, want me to go slow, please let me know. You can, we can, I mean, it's more important to clear this concept right now than when we go to big numbers. So everybody, is this thing making sense to you all?
Yes,
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Sister Neda, for your hard work.
Okay, the same thing. As you can see, salasun will become salasan and salasin. Ishruna can only become ishrina, and salasatun can become salathatin. So depending again on the role the number is playing in a sentence, you can change the status. So but Musliman and Muslimatan, I'm saying this again, will remain same. 1CN. Only the gender will match, gender will vary according to whatever thing it is, but the 3 properties of tamyiz will remain the same. Is that understood?
Sister Nida, one more doubt.
Yeah.
Only number 1 and 2, just number 1 and 2, the madud will be first and then there will be the other. In only 1 and 2.
Yes. Everywhere else, the madud is coming after the number.
Later.
I am giving you madud first because you see with madud, then you have to determine what will be your number, the gender of your number, because you can't change the gender of your madud. If I give you kalam, you can't make it kalamatan. It will be kalaman. right? So that's why think of the madud first, and then try to determine how will you write the number of that madud. So that's why, that's the practice.
Thank you so very
Okay.
much. Thank you.
No problem. So this is again a mismatch. Sorry, this is a mismatch. Now the same thing goes in 33 till 39. It's the same thing. I will, give you the PDF also. If anybody wants the presentation also, you can practice at home by, just clicking. Before clicking, you can just guess and then click and see if your answer is correct. This will be good practice for you. There's a website also, by the way, I'll give it to you for practice. So this is your 43, 49. So everybody, please tell me if you want me to slow down. Otherwise, I think this is fairly easy. It's the same thing repeated again and again.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Make sense?
Alhamdulillah, yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, barakallahu feek.
Okay, now let's put everything together now here. So we know that 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, it is genderless. Now, is it, now, so we are not going to look at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Let's just focus on 1 and 2. Mausoof sifa, a match or a mismatch in gender.
Match.
11 and 12.
Match.
Match.
21, 22, 41, 42, 61, 62.
Match.
So
All
it's a
match. 99.
they
Match.
all match. 3 to 10, mudaf-ilay. So let's not look at 10
Mismatch.
right now. Let's just look at 9. So 3 to 9, is it match, mismatch?
Mismatch.
13 to 19, match, mismatch?
Mismatch.
23 till 29, 43 till 49,
Mismatch.
it's a mismatch.
Alhamdulillah.
So I
Sister
think
Nida, why
when I
were
was,
you saying
yes,
just
anything?
leave? You were saying just leave number 10 for now. Why did you say that?
So basically 10 also is a match mismatch situation. Now 10 is the only, like you can say, in league of these numbers. So you will see the same thing happening over here in 100. I don't want to confuse you right now, but 100 also does not have a match mismatch situation. When you write 1,000 pens or 5,000 pens, there will be no match mismatch. 10 is only in this category where it's the ones is 0. You see the ones is 0, 20.
Yes.
And 100, you will see 100, so ones is 0. 1,000, 5,000, 6,000, you will see ones are 0. So only 10 kind of defies that rule. So that's why I'm saying just leave 10 for now, and we are focusing from 3 to 9. So 3 to 9, it's a mismatch all the way till 99. All right? So these 3 till 9 lines are a mismatch. Again, I will reiterate, the mismatch is happening between the ones of the other, the ones of the number, and the madud, the things. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Nida, it means code is 1, 2, right?
yes,
Numbers like 21,
yes,
31. Code is 1, 2, and same here 3 to 9 is code.
exactly. That's, remember
Right?
in the beginning, I said, let's decode it. If you remember my first slide, it was number, let's decode it. So that is the code, yes. The 1 to 10, because I remember when I was doing numbers with Ustad, this was the match mismatch was the only thing that was confusing. But actually, if you see, it's not confusing. It's 1, 2 lines is a match, and all the way 3 to 9, all the numbers are a mismatch. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, madud, your 1 and 2. Quickly tell me, what will be your madud? Madud, the things would be mausoof sifa. What will it be?
Match.
Yes, it will be
Mausoof
match and
sifa.
it will be your mausoof. So madud will be actually a mausoof in your mausoof sifa construction. 3 to 10, your madud will be mudaf or mudaf
Mudafilay.
Mudaf in singular, plural, dual?
Plural form.
Plural form, yes. And 11 till 99, you have tamyiz, which is 1 CN, singular common nasab. Sorry. Does that make sense? Madud?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, again, for your, again, what do you call simplicity, you can see The top two lines are green, which means it's a
match.
It's a match. And then the next 6 lines are red, which represent mismatch. And 20, 30, as you can see, it's genderless. 100 is also, by the way, genderless, because it's just written as mi'atun or mi'atan. There's no masculine form of 100. It's either mi'atun or mi'atan or mi'atin. There's no masculine form of 100. What is it called? Alfun, 1,000 is alfun. It's not alfatun. There is no such thing. Like in numbers, we have salasun, salasatun, arba'un, arba'atun. We don't have that in 100 or 1,000. Anyway, that's our later problem. We'll discuss it later. Anyway, is this clear? Is this now sitting well in your mind? Okay, now let's
Yes.
consolidate everything in this chart. So your madud is isam, fail, harf. What is it?
Ism.
Ism. Your ism has 4 properties. Type. Now, number, status, and gender. Now tell me what will be the type of ism throughout.
Always common.
Common or proper?
Common.
Yes.
Common.
In this
Common,
construction,
always.
in this cardinal number, it's common. There is a concept of making numbers proper that is separate. So let's not confuse ourselves with that. Right now, we are talking about throughout. You have seen it's common. Okay. So number, it can vary according to, number can vary like, 1, 2, 3. It can be, you can see. So status, again, if you've seen, I've given you the variations of Rafa, Nasab, Jar, and how there are no variations from 11 to 19. And then the gender is the only match or mismatch problem, which is being clarified, I hope. Okay, so 1 and 2. Number 1 and 2, it will be Mawsuf and Sifa. So your Madud will be Mawsuf or will it be Sifa?
Ma'adud with Mawsuf.
Mawsuf. Now 3 to 10 or 3 to 9, you can say. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So your Madud will be
Mudaf
مضاف إليه.
in singular.
Plural form.
Yes, plural form. And then 11 till 19, adad and tamiz. So your madud will be adad or will it be tamiz?
Tamiz.
Tamim.
Is this clear? The number? Yeah. Now status.
Number will be
Yeah. So your madud, we are talking
Tamim
about the
will be
madud.
nasab
Yes.
always.
Yes, it's one and always. Yes. Okay. 1 and 2, you can have rafa nasab jar. So wahidun, kitabun, wahidan, kitaban, wahidin, kitabin. All right, you will have rafa nasab jar in all form. 3 to 10, again you will have sorry, I should have hidden it. Okay, so in 3 to 10, it's mudaf ilayh, so it will always be jar. It cannot have any other form. In your mawsuf sifa you could, but not in your mudaf ilayh. It is mudaf ilayh and therefore it is always jar. 11 to 19, what will be the status? This is very easy.
Nasab.
Tamim. It will always
Nasab.
be nasab. It will always be clarifying. Nasab is something we say detail of something. So if you write 14, what is 14? Like, what are you referring to? So something that is clarifying, that number is in the form of nasab. That's from 11, by the way. Okay, gender match and mismatch, simply put this grid in your mind. Just ingrain it in your mind and you will always know what to do, match or a mismatch. Is this thing clear in your mind?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay, now let's go to
Sister
other.
Nida,
Yeah.
Sister
Yeah, go
Nida,
ahead.
if you don't mind, if you can repeat about 100? I just was distracted. My son came, so I didn't
You
hear
know what?
you.
I'd be more than happy to repeat it, but we are going to do 100 onwards in the next session. Do you want to confuse yourself right now? I can do it for you if you want to wait.
No, it's okay. I thought maybe I missed something.
It's okay. It's not relevant right now. We are just doing it till 99, so it's not relevant right now.
Okay,
It's just
got
something
it.
that
I thought
I
you
give
did
you
something.
additionally. I shouldn't have. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
Again, 4 properties. It's also an ism, so it has 4 properties: type, number, status, and gender. Now, what will be your type? Again, the number will it ever have Like in this construction, al-wahidun, or will it be al-sulasun, anything like that? No, it will
No.
always be,
Common.
it will always be common in this construction. I'm repeating again.
Right.
Okay, your number varies according to whatever number is being used. Your status varies. I've given you the 3 variations of wahidun, wahidan, wahidin, and all that. Match or mismatch, again the same grid. Now, in 1 and 2, it's mawsuf sifa construction. So your number will be your,
Matching with mawsuf.
yes,
Ah,
and it will be
sifa.
mawsuf. Yeah,
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
it will be, your adad will be a
Sifa.
sifa. Then from 3 to 10, it will be
Mudaf.
mudaf, that's right. Then 11 till 99, other. So it will be other, like it's just the way it is. Okay, sorry. So in mawsuf sifa, you can see you can have all 3 variations, rafa, nasab, jar, in the heavy form. All right? They will all be in 3 variations in heavy form, 1 and 2. 3 to 10, again you have all 3 variations, but in light form because they are mudaf. So you understand the difference? Because they are mudaf,
Yes.
so they will be light. I put it
Yeah.
light in color just to signify. And 11 till 19, it's light, or you can say non-flexible is actually a better term. Light will make it, still give it the status. But I don't want to confuse you, so that's why I put both. It's non-flexible actually, because 12 is, you can say it's light. Only 12 is light, you can say, but otherwise all numbers are non-flexible. And nasab, I'm saying it's not nasab. It's just because it has fatha, so I've put a nasab over here, but it's not actually nasab in, in status. It just has fatha, which represents all 3 status. And except 12, that is, 12 is the only exception. It is light, but it's not non-flexible. Then again, 20, 30, 40, they are genderless. So they are genderless. That means they are masculine plurals. And those plurals can be either rafa, ishruna, and they can be nasab, jar, ishrina. But they are plural and they are masculine. And then 21, 29, 31, all the way, the numbers will be rafa, nasab, jar in heavy form. So you remember wahidun wa ishruna, thalathun wa ishruna. So they were all heavy and they can retain all 3 status. And this is simply this, the grid that you have seen. Is this any questions regarding any of this?
No, Sister Nita, Alhamdulillah, it's clear.
That's it. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. If there are any questions, you can ask me. I can go back to the presentation. Otherwise, I'll just end the recording here. Any questions at all? I know we went a little above time, but I thought that, this whole thing needs to be cleared. And before we go to hundreds and onwards, because that's fairly easy, by the way. Hundreds and onwards is extremely easy.
Thank you
Any
so much,
questions?
Sister Nita. You made it so simple. Thank you so very much.
You're
Like what you
welcome. You're welcome. Shall I stop the recording now if there are no questions?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll stop the recording.